Welcome to the Impact Care Services timesheet tutorial. I'm going to be talking you through on how to fill in a timesheet correctly in order to prevent any delays in payment. Okay, so starting with the basics and the simple, you're going to start off with the box on your top left. Your first name will be your first passport name, and your surname will be your surname on your passport. Okay, there are individual boxes for individual letters. First letter capital, and the rest, of course, you can be normal lowercase. So, in this example, I use the name Harry. As you can see, each individual letter is in each individual box. Harry. So if my surname was Kane, same thing applies. K in one box, A in another box, N in another box, and E in the final box. So that is Harry Kane put into individual boxes. Of course, there's enough boxes to fit your name in. If there isn't, you can, I guess, overlap the lines, but please try to keep it like this as much as possible, as this is the correct format in filling the timesheet. The second section, and probably one of the main sections that people do tend to mess up, is the client trust. The client trust is the current home, hospital, or residential home you are currently doing your shift. For example, my name is Harry Kane, and I am doing a shift at Mulberry Court. Therefore, I will put the name Mulberry Court, and it's the same as the name, so you'll put each individual letter into each individual box. Doing it online, as I'm doing, as you can see, as I type it, it just does it by itself. But if you're doing it on pen and paper, then each individual letter into each individual box. Now, moving on to the next part, which is the most crucial part of this timesheet tutorial. This is the part that you will keep track of every single shift you do, and this is how you would get your payment at the end of your week. Now, failure to do this part correctly would result in delay in payment or failure in payment. So it's very crucial that you follow the steps that I teach you in order to make sure there's no delays and you get your payment on time. Okay? So starting off, as you can see, there are individual days for the individual days of the week. You got Monday up to Sunday. Depending on which day you do your shift is the section that you fill in. For example, today is the 21st of April 2021. So let's say, for example, I was doing my shift today, and my shift was 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., which in our agency we call a long day. So Wednesday, so then I will put the date, the 21st, 04, 2021, because that's the current date, and that date is a Wednesday. Now, as I mentioned, I'm doing an 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Therefore, my start time will be 8 a.m. Now, you can put it as 0800, or you can simply put 8 a.m. Now, we do recommend using the 24-hour clock, which would look something like this. And then you will finish at 8 p.m., which will look something like this. Of course, you don't have to. You can literally do the same thing here for 8 p.m., like so. But we do recommend using the 24-hour clock as it keeps things simple and processes smoothly. Now, how it starts on these sections is your start and your finish will be 12 hours in the 8 to 8 shift. Now, breaks can vary, but for example, if you are given a 1 hour break, your break will be deducted from your overall total hours. For example, if you're doing 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., that is a 12-hour shift. But you took an hour break, so there would be 1 minus the 12, which would result in 11. Therefore, your total hours is 11. Okay. Now, shifts can vary, but whatever your break you take is what you deduct from your overall total, as breaks are not paid for. Moving on, you got the ward or unit. Ward or unit may or may not be provided to you. If it is, you can fill it in. If it's not, you can simply leave this bit blank as it would not affect your payment. Moving on, booking reference number is another thing which may or may not be given to you. If it is, you can fill it in. If it's not, you can leave it blank as it does not affect your payment. Now, these bits are very important. Authorizing name is the current person in charge of the place that you are doing your shift. As we said in the intro, we used Mulberry Court as an example. So therefore, it would be a nurse or a manager or a senior healthcare assistant, someone in charge that would fill this bit in. It is very important that you get this signed, as failure to do so would result in failure in payment or delay in payment. Once the authorizing name is done, you also have to ensure that they make the signature, which is again equally as important as the authorizing name. And then the next three boxes are for performance. 1 out of 5, they can rate you on punctuality, dress code, attitude. If they do not fill this in, it does not affect your payment in any way, as long as you have authorizing name and signature both filled in. Now, once this bit is done, you have basically filled in the entire section, and you can hand in that timesheet at this point, and you can get paid for that shift you've done. Okay. Now, once you've done this, to complete the timesheet, you will come down here and you will make sure you put your name. Agency staff name is your name, the current date, your signature, and job title. And you also have to ensure that the agency nurse, nurse in charge, senior healthcare assistant, whoever it is. So, for example, we're using Mulberry Court. So let's say a Mulberry Court senior healthcare assistant. She or he would also have to sign this section, date it, and sign this. Okay. So that's basically how it works. So just a quick recap. Date. Today is Wednesday, 21st, 04 April 2021. I'm starting at 8 a.m. Now my break is 1 hour and my finish is 8 p.m. So it looks something like this. And then you will get them to sign this bit, this bit. And of course, it is optional whether they do this bit section or not. But of course, if they can do it, it's more beneficial to you. Once that's done, make sure you come back down here, put your name, your signature, date, job title. You're either a healthcare assistant or support worker or a nurse, as the timesheet for the nurse is exactly the same. The only difference is the abbreviation up here. Okay. Now, you will also get them to sign this bit, put their name, their date, and their job title. Once that's done, you have completed your timesheet and you are now ready to hand it in order to receive payment for this singular shift you have completed. Now, the question is, where do you send it? Now, a lot of confusion with this, as we do receive a lot of timesheets to the wrong email. If you look on the top right of your email, you can see here that it does mention an email, ts-luton@impactcareservices.co.uk. What that means is once your timesheet is completed and you're ready to receive payment, you will email all timesheets, this one, and forwarding emails and all timesheets to this email here, ts-luton@impactcareservices.co.uk. And please ensure it is handed in Monday before 12 p.m. in order to prevent any failure in payment and any delay in payment. Okay. Now, just the same way, if we were doing another shift on a Thursday, you do the same thing. So Thursday would be 22nd, 04, 2021. Let's say I'm doing an 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Again, the same thing, 8 a.m. or like I did with the 24-hour clock, 1 hour break, 20:00. And again, if it's 24-hour clock, if not, you can put 8 p.m. and then 11 hours. Okay. Now this bit is also important. You can only use one timesheet per client per week. So I mentioned Mulberry Court. So I'm just going to put Mulberry Court. So that means this timesheet now belongs to Mulberry Court for the week. So if I'm doing more shifts in Mulberry Court in the same week, I can use these following boxes to fill it in depending on when I do the shift. And then I can get it signed at the end, which verifies the entire timesheet. Now, I do not recommend this. I do recommend getting these boxes signed individually as you do a shift, because one day you might become sick or something may happen. Your shift may get cancelled, which again would result in failure and delay in payment if these boxes are not signed. So as you do each shift, get them signed individually, and then your last shift of the week, get this part signed. Now, the second most important part is if you're going to a different client in the same week, you cannot use this timesheet. As you can see, there is only one section for one client, residential home hospital. Therefore, this current timesheet is taken by Morbury Court. I cannot use this for any other client or candidate or home or hospital or anything like that. So it can only be used for Morbury Court. Therefore, if I'm going to a different client within the same week, I will have to use a completely different timesheet. Again, put my name in, put my surname, put the client, hospital, residential home name in, and then the same steps is as follows. Okay, so different week, different timesheet, different client, different timesheet. But if you're using the same client in the same week, as you can see, you can only fit 1 week, and you can use the same timesheet. Okay, once everything is concluded and you're ready to receive payment, whether you do 1 shift, 2, 3, or 4, doesn't matter as long as you get them signed here, here, here in each individual boxes for the shift you do. So if I do Wednesday, I get Wednesday signed. If I do Thursday, I get Thursday signed. If I do Friday, I get Friday signed. Once you've done everything and you've completed it, please scan, no pictures, please do scan your timesheets over, as pictures would result in failure and delay in payment. As you can see, there are a bunch of rules down here that I do recommend you read. And number 5 will mention if you do not have a scanner, you can use Microsoft Office Lens as an alternative. Apps like Cam Scanner and anything third party is not acceptable and would result in delay in payment. So if you do not have a scanner, please go on the App Store or Google Play Store, download the Microsoft Office Lens, which you can use as an alternative scanner, which would ensure no failure in payment and no delay in payment, as we are completely in acceptance with Microsoft Office Lens. So, name, date, client name, the day that you do your shift would go into this section. Your start time, in my case, is 8 a.m. Your break, 1 hour. Finish time, 8 p.m. This is the 24-hour clock system. You can use the AM PM system. The break, again, I took a 1 hour break, will be deducted from the overall total. This is a 12-hour shift minus the 1 hour equals 11 hours. Ward unit, if given, please put it in. If not, you can ignore. Booking reference, if given, you can put it in. If not, you can ignore. Authorizing name, so you would get assigned. Authorizing signature, you would get assigned. These bits are vital. Punctuality, dress code, attitude is optional, but it does benefit you. Now, once that's completed, coming back down here, agency staff name, your signature, your date, your job title. Authorizing name, signature, date, job title. So the top boxes are for you. The bottom boxes are for the care staff, home staff, and the whoever is in charge at the moment signing the timesheets. Okay. Once that's done, once you've done this, including the signature, you're ready to get paid. Therefore, you will come up here Monday 12 p.m. and all timesheet emails will go to this email ts-luton@impactcareservices.co.uk. I hope this has been helpful. You can replay it if you wish and play it slower if required. If you need any further assistance or any kind of help with the timesheet, or if you're confused about anything, please do not hesitate to call the team. You can contact any of us and we'll be able to assist you. So this concludes the Impact Timesheet tutorial. Thank you.